Canada, a country admired worldwide for its clean cities, snow covered mountains, and high quality life. But behind this postcard image, something serious is happening. Canadians, ordinary, hardworking people, are finding it harder than ever to simply live. Prices are rising, salaries aren't catching up, and the dream of a stable life is slipping away for many. In this video, we're going deep into how Canadians are struggling with the cost of living and why things are getting worse year after year.
So we bought our house less than a year ago. It'll be 1 year in May. And we have to have our entire AC unit replaced, along with all the ducts apparently in the house because they are spewing out dust because they have never been cleaned. So my overall total cost just for the new AC and installation is $14,500. And then to do all the ducts upstairs and downstairs, that's an additional $10,500. And of course, we live in South Florida, and I wanted to get it done before summer starts. It's already in the 80s here. So we had to just go ahead and do the $25,000 job. And I think it's complete and utter bullshit. Like, what if the average person didn't have 25 grand to get their AC fixed? What would they do? Obviously, I'm aware that they just wouldn't get air conditioning. But how can you live in South Florida without air conditioning? And then some of you are going to say, well, get the AC and just leave the ducts alone. The ducts are literally spewing out, when the AC comes out, dust because they're so dirty. And that's why I have to wash my curtains twice a month, because they get a cast of gray on them because of the amount of dust that's spewing out. And of course, the most dust is coming out in my daughter's room, which I'm not going to have her breathing in that. So now the guys are here setting it up. They said it would take all day. And then they have to come back tomorrow to do all the ducts in the house. And that will be an all-day job too. So owning a home is so stressful. And then it'll be a year, I told you, next month. And I'm sure our taxes and our escrow is going to go up, which is going to make our mortgage go up, and our property tax. I'm so scared to get that renewal. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Okay, bye.
Let's start with the biggest monster: rent. Cities like Toronto and Vancouver used to be expensive, but now they're almost unlivable for a middle class family. A one-bedroom apartment can easily cross $2,300 to $2,700 per month. A two-bedroom, around $3,000 to $3,500 depending on the area. Even students are paying insane amounts for tiny basement rooms or shared spaces, sometimes $800 to $1,200 per person just for a single room. And buying a home, that's a dream only a few can afford today. Even an average small house can cost $900,000 to $1.2 million, especially in big cities. Interest rates have made mortgages even more expensive, pushing people into lifetime debt. Families are forced to move far outside the city, travel hours every day, or share homes with strangers to save money. The housing crisis is not just a problem anymore, it's a full-blown disaster.
What's going on in Canada is there is a cost of living crisis which the government doesn't seem too worried about. And that's because it's an intentional act to erode the middle class and erode the quality of life for Canadians, people who are born here, and, sewer their future, basically. If you're a newcomer to this country, there is no cost of living crisis. You're getting along just fine. We are getting taxed, right? We're paying 3 times what we should be for very low quality food. You look at the ground beef in any Save-On, Thrifties, Safeway, it's rancid. I wouldn't feed that to my dogs, right? Look at this meat. It's way cheaper and you can tell it's good. All the vegetables are fresh, it's way better. You have to think, hey, Canadians have been talking about this for 15 years, how expensive everything's getting. Maybe it's not incompetence, maybe it's intentional. So when I was in Vietnam, similar thing would happen, right? There's a white tax, right? So I got sick of paying the white tax because I only hung out with Vietnamese, and I absolutely hated the white people who would hang out in Vietnam. Just horrible, right? And the worst of all were the Canadians. They were so rude to the Vietnamese. They were so entitled. I was ashamed to call myself Canadian. I'm sick of getting white tax. So one day I sit across the street from this banh mi cart and I'm looking, Vietnamese guy goes up, 5,000 dong. I watch, I'm like, okay, that's the price. I figured it out. I go over, had Nam Yu Dong. Give it to him? Nope. For me, it's 25,000, right? I agree with that because I hate backpacking white people more than anyone. I'd spit in their soup, yell at them. But that's the Vietnamese taxing someone else who comes into their country. What we have in Canada is the opposite. We are getting taxed for being natural to this country, right? We are getting taxed. The newcomers are getting along just fine.
As an English girl living here in Canada, I can tell you for a fact that the shopping here is terrible. Like the clothes, you can't find anything good. And if you shop online, it costs like $80 in shipping fees, which is just outrageous to me, and I can't even fathom it. And I don't want to fathom it. So therefore, I wear the same 8-year-old leggings that I will for the rest of my life if I live here, because I just can't find anything. I go to Aritzia, I bought 3 items, okay? It cost me $400. I got a pair of shoes, jeans, and a basic white tee. Like, make it make sense. I need my pretty little thing next day delivery. Like, what the fuck?
Next, food. Something as basic as buying groceries has become one of the biggest challenges. In the last few years, food prices have jumped sharply, some categories by 20 to 40%. A simple grocery basket with milk, eggs, bread, fruits, and vegetables now feels heavy on the pocket. Many Canadians say, earlier we spent $200 a week. Now the same items cost us $300 or more. Parents are switching to cheaper brands. College students skip fresh food and go for frozen meals. Some people have even started using food banks. And the number of visitors is the highest it's been in decades. Food, one of the most basic human needs, is now something people have to plan very carefully.
Well, here I am again at the Costco. You can see for $120 this week, just picking up some stuff, Here we are. Take a good look at those prices, folks. And you see what you get for $120 at Costco in Canada. This is the best deal here ever, anywhere. $7.99 for a fully cooked chicken. I can't even buy a raw chicken of the same size for that price. It's ridiculous. But this is it. And they've got you thinking this is a good deal. What I'm thinking is, holy jeez, how do people that are low income afford to eat anything? And we all know if you buy in larger quantities, you save exponentially. This is why I go to Costco. I'm not a low income earner. And I'm not a millionaire either, but I work my ass off for my money, folks. I really do. And I'm so sick and tired of paying so much money in tax. To what? To save the fucking planet? Give me a break. I'm trying to save my own ass here. Never mind a fucking planet that's doomed anyway. This is what you get for $120. Costco, Canada. And before you start harping on me about other places, I get it. It's not convenient for me to take a day off work and run around all over the place trying to find a better price. I make that judgment call. We all make the judgment call. I'm not trying to degrade anybody or bring anybody down with this. I'm just saying this shit is unacceptable for $120. There's no value to our money, folks.
Would you pay $72 for a 12-pack of soda? This isn't even fake. This is an actual real-life price tag in a grocery store in the Northwest Territories. And it's not just pop. Like, a jug of milk is $12. Grapes are $15 a pound there. Like, basic groceries are 2 to 3 times more expensive than anywhere else. People in the north are getting crushed by food insecurity and no one's talking about it.
Yes, living in Canada is really, really great and I love it, but you can't really afford any berries. So blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, unaffordable, all of it. Can't afford it. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to when I go back home next week, having some freaking berries.
When you add everything else on top, life becomes even more stressful. Electricity bills, heating costs, and internet plans all have seen price hikes. Winter bills especially hit hard, with heating costs doubling for some families. Transportation isn't cheap either. Gas prices keep going up and down, but rarely go down enough to make a difference. Public transportation is also becoming expensive. Monthly passes in big cities can cost $150 to $160 or more. Even normal daily things, a cup of coffee, eating out, childcare, phone plans, all add up quickly. Many Canadians say that every month feels like a battle. You pay rent, groceries, bills, and suddenly the month is over, but your bank account is empty. People aren't buying luxury items, they're struggling with the basics.
I want to know how the hell people in Canada are even living. I generally consider myself a positive person. I'm like resourceful, but some stuff happened around the property and like, well, I know I'll never truly be homeless. Like I have family to live with and you know, like I have options. Like I'm luckier than a lot of other people, but how the hell is anyone existing in Canada? Like I feel trapped. And like I just got a good job. I start in September, but even with that job, it pays less than 40 grand a year. And it's a job that requires like education, and even on that job, like I still can't do shit. I can't buy anything. I can't afford the rent these days. Like I'm just feeling so much despair. And I know I'm normally like really, really positive, but I'm just like, how is everyone else, and are you okay? Because the answer is probably no. And I know I'm lucky. I don't have kids. I have like good family that will support me, but I feel like I can't stay here, but I can't move anywhere else, because anywhere else I move to, I'm gonna be charging, like, the landlords are just gonna charge me like $2,500 a month in rent. Like, unless I move into the middle of literally nowhere where there are 0 jobs, and I'm just feeling really overwhelmed. And like, I don't know. There's a part of me that just wants to say F it and just get a whole bunch of credit cards and just travel and just like get out of Canada, because like I know it's bad everywhere. I really do. But I don't know. At 33 years old, like I was really hoping that I could at the very least afford, you know, a small house. I don't want 3,100 square feet bullshit. I just want something small, 500 square feet, even less. And yet it's so fucking expensive. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Here's the biggest issue. The cost of living is going up faster than people's salaries. Wages in many sectors haven't increased much in years. Someone earning $18 to $20 per hour finds it nearly impossible to save anything after all essential expenses. Even professionals earning decent salaries feel the pressure. The savings rate in Canada is dropping, and household debt is one of the highest in the world. People are taking second jobs, doing gig work like Uber, DoorDash, and Instacart just to survive. The idea of a comfortable middle-class life is slowly fading away for many families.
Okay, so I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and for those of you who don't know, Canada has like a serious fucked up inflation problem right now. I just got back from doing groceries and I have $70 worth of groceries on my table right now, and I genuinely don't even know what I purchased that made it to $70. I had a fucking mini breakdown to my parents the other week, and I started like crying, like tears. They came in because I was doing a budget and they were like, "How is it?" And I was like, tears. I'm working like 3 jobs right now. Like, I got out of university like last year in December, and I have been fucking grinding it out ever since, just because the cost of living, and I'm not even really saving that. I'm not saving anything really, but the cost of living is outrageous in Canada. And it's just so, I was telling my parents, like, it's just so frustrating that like you do all the right things, you go to university and then you come out, you get a job, whatever, and you can barely fucking afford rent. I talk about it with my friends all the time, but we're just fucking sticking together right now because it's brutal out there.
When money becomes a daily fear, stress becomes a routine. Many Canadians are dealing with anxiety about their future. How will they buy a home? How will they raise children in such an expensive country? What happens if they lose their job for even 1 month? People are cutting vacations, skipping social events, delaying life plans, all because everything costs too much. This cost of living crisis is not just economic, it's emotional. It's shaping the way Canadians see their life, their opportunities, and their dreams.
Right now, Canada is taking a massive crap, and yeah, things are just going downhill with this new government, and it's not really new. You know, they've been in power since 2015. Sure, Mark Carney might be new, but yeah, he's been with Justin Trudeau since 2020 as the economic advisor, and look where the economy was anyway. Canadians feel stuck right now, okay? They feel stuck like, okay, this is happening. What can they do about it? They don't feel like they can do anything about it but suffer. You can actually do something about this, okay? You gotta learn, okay? You gotta do this. You gotta pay attention to this. You have to learn how you don't have to make money by being in a job only, but something you can do from home. Let me repeat that, okay? You need to learn how you can make money from home, not from just a job. And eventually that make money from home will surpass the job. Then you can quit your job, and now you have the location and time freedom. Then you can look at the government and be like, you know what? I don't want to be in Canada anymore. Then you can think about leaving Canada and going to a different country where they appreciate the citizens. Personally, I'm looking into this myself. I don't know if I'm going to stay in Canada for the long haul the way it's going. I just hope things change. But if they
Canada is still an amazing country with opportunities, safety, and beauty. But the truth is, living here is becoming extremely difficult for the average person. If costs continue to rise and salaries stay the same, many fear that the Canadian dream will become something only high-income residents and immigrants with big savings can afford. People want change, better housing policies, improved wages, and solutions to inflation, because the cost of living crisis is affecting almost every household. So yes, Canada is beautiful. But behind that beauty lies a tough reality. If you're planning to move, study, or settle here, make sure you understand both the lifestyle and the struggles. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs real information